Hey guys, welcome back. So today we're talking about Halo 5, which is something that I never thought I'd do again. Specifically, Halo 5's story, which is a ship that I thought sailed like 2 years ago, but here we are. In 2018, we are talking about Halo 5's story. Specifically, the reason for this is that a few days ago, Halo Bad Blood, a new Halo novel released, which is set directly after Halo 5's incredibly contentious cliffhanger ending. Now, the story focuses mostly on Buck trying to reform Alpha 9, his ODST squad from Halo 3 ODST, while the galaxy is under Cortana's rule. That being said, though, at the start of the book, we get to see some of what happens to Chief and Arbiter directly after that ending, including their reunion, which, quite honestly, really annoys me because I don't get why that wasn't in the game. Like, I know that Chief and Halsey having a reunion was so important and everything, but to the fans of the games only, Chief and Arbiter are like one of the biggest duos in the entire history of the series. Like, couldn't they have done that in the game? But either way, their reunion in the book is, at the very least, handled really well, so silver linings, I guess. Anyways, so if you want to get Bad Blood for free, then don't worry, I have a way that you can do that. Just sign up for Audible using the code on screen right now. You can sign up for the Audible free trial, which will allow you to get one audiobook, specifically Halo Bad Blood if you want, and even if you cancel the trial before the end of the month so that you don't get charged, you can still keep the audiobook, which is just like a massive win-win, because at the same time, you also help your boy out in a big way, so, you know, really is the best win-win on the planet. So, anyways, let's begin. Quite obviously, there are massive spoilers for Bad Blood ahead, so if you want to read the book and you don't want to find out what happens, then don't watch this video, or, like, just stop watching now. Anyways, let's start. So, after Osiris scared Cortana off and freed Blue Team from the Cryptum on Genesis, they kept fighting the Prometheans for just a little bit, looking for a way off the planet. Exuberant Witness suggested trying to find a pelican that may have crashed on the planet when it was sucked into a portal that was used by a Guardian to get there. So Linda, using her typical marksman and scouting abilities that Halo 5 doesn't even remotely make you aware of, by the way, which still pisses me off to this day, she climbs on top of this massive mountain, this massive icy peak, and using the scope on a sniper, she scans the horizon and ultimately manages to locate a ship roughly 6 clicks away. Chief and Locke then lead the way, with Linda providing overwatch, and the Spartans double-timed it to the Pelican, making short work of any soldiers and Prometheans that got in their way. When they got to the Pelican, they found the remnants of the crew who had been sadly killed and disintegrated by Prometheans. They got in it, they took off, and they went to pick up Linda in what was quite a badass fashion, and then they headed to Sanghelios via a portal that was opened on Genesis by Exuberant, therefore leaving Exuberant Witness behind on Genesis. When they arrived at Sanghelios, Kelly used her piloting skills to navigate through a really tight cave, and Locke set out the grand plan. They were to make contact with Infinity ASAP. The ship was there when Osiris left Sanghelios, so at the very least it should have left a trail or something, or maybe it was even still at the planet. It turned out that the portal that they came out of was relatively close to Sanion, but unlike when Osiris were last there, the entire city had gone dark and all of the Arbiter ships that were previously in the sky around it were gone. The entire city seemed dead. The team began searching for Arbiter, given that he should know at the very least the last known whereabouts of the UNSC personnel. They raised their altitude in the Pelican to look for these bonfires, which the Sangheli supposedly used when they were more primitive, before finding one on a cliffside that, when they turned on the Pelican's searchlights, had fully armoured elites emerge from a tent beside it. Now, this might sound just a little bit familiar. Kelly then landed the Pelican and Chief and Locke disembarked, approaching the human elite survivors, and Halsey said that final line from Halo 5 that stuck in our memories, for better or worse.
It took you long enough.
The team then shut off the Pelican to hide their whereabouts, seeing as a Guardian had come back to police Sanghelios after Osiris left, and Arby was introduced to Blue Team by Chief, before stating, "You have my thanks for all that you have done." A line that, to me, I don't know, it seemed kind of similar to that one that Lord Hood said to him at the Voy Monument at the end of Halo 3. Maybe it was a little callback, maybe not, I don't know.
You have my thanks for standing by him to the end.
Meanwhile, Halsey had managed to sort of backwards engineer some foreign attack on Sanghelios, and then use it to contact the Infinity and schedule a pickup the next day, which meant that Chief, Blue Team and Osiris had to spend a night with Arbiter and his elites eating elite barbecue. Now, genuinely, I'm not joking. Arbiter and his elites had hunted and cooked up some fine meats to celebrate the end of the Covenant Civil War, which we saw at the end of Halo 5, which made for the perfect dinner. Even more perfect, knowing that Arbiter doesn't put coleslaw on his meat. Now, genuinely, I'm not joking, that is actually in the book. But seriously, who the fuck even does that? Anyways, after Cortana sent out that really intimidating message at the end of Halo 5, where she threatened all of the species in the galaxy to either join her or face her wrath, a new Guardian had then been sent to San Helios, which mopped up the rest of the Covenant's fleet before EMPing half the planet. Infinity just managed to escape San Helios and arrived at Earth, but we all know how that turned out. Palmer even speculated that Cortana maybe even had the entire solar system on lockdown, which, when you think of it, that's pretty fucking terrifying. Our entire solar system on lockdown. Really is quite scary. In the morning, Palmer, Halsey, Blue Team, and Osiris departed San Helios for the Infinity in the Pelican, bidding our boy Arbiter a sad farewell. It did turn out, though, that throughout the night, Arbiter and Chief had been up talking, reminiscing about their past together and all the shit that they went through. And then just before the Pelican took off, Arbiter bid his final farewell to Master Chief. The two locked arms, and Arbiter said, "When we first met, we were enemies fighting to end each other. Now, as allies, I'm confident we can face this new threat together once more." He shot Halsey a meaningful glance, at which she completely disregarded, and then Chief simply said, "Thank you." Chief and co then took off, and Chief was debriefed on board the Infinity. The rest of the book pretty much covers Buck and Dare recruiting Alpha 9 members and sort of reforming the squad, before going on a mission that I'm not going to talk about for spoilers' sake, but it's pretty cool. So, that just about covers it. That is the fateful reunion of Chief and Arbiter. It's not that long, but to be fair, Chief and Arbiter are both two characters of very few words, so I wouldn't expect them to have a massive dialogue together. I really would expect just subtle little nods and words. It does make sense given what we saw in Halo 3. I really do hope that Arbiter's final line about facing the threat together is sort of like a little hint towards the ultimate dynamic duo reuniting in Infinite. If that does happen, then I swear down 343, please, you had better give us another back-to-back scene. That shit was like, probably, honestly, the most iconic scene in the original trilogy. I would be shocked if those two get back together and we don't see another back-to-back scene. I will be shocked. But please, one condition, let's just make sure there's fun involved. Please? Alrighty, thanks a lot for watching, guys. This video was sort of done like a different fashion. I did this in sort of like a more casual, sort of jokey fashion, so I don't know, I'm just trying something different. Let me know if you liked it or not in the comments. I'd appreciate some feedback. I want to give a big thank you to Ardent, Tomahawk, Taylor, Evan, Locust, Momo, Shikata, Foxy, Mjolnir, Matthew, Pierre, Manu, Jack Madden, Stefan Curcic, Eric Brown, Sam Grafton, Regan Sink, and Bruin98 for the big support over on Patreon. And also, everybody, thank you for the big support on the channel recently. For those who aren't aware, YouTube very recently became my full-time job. I graduated university, and this whole thing is now my full-time job, which is like just baffling to me. Thank you so much for all the support and helping me get here. Like, I still kind of can't believe it, but here we are. Lots of dank content on the way. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next iconic video.